Coverage you can count on. KOMU 8 News on Mid-Missouri CW starts now.
President Trump is on the world stage joining leaders in Argentina for the G20 summit talking economics. Good evening, everyone. I'm Olivia Gerlich.
And I'm Jim Rick. Thanks for joining us. Looming over the president's trip, the latest developments in the Russian investigation. NBC's Blaine Alexander reports on how the political tensions at home are affecting the president's agenda abroad.
At the G20 summit in Argentina, President Trump joining world leaders to discuss economic issues and looking ahead to Saturday's meeting with Chinese President Xi Jinping, hoping to iron out a trade deal.
President Trump and President Ping have already spoken. Reportedly, there are good signs ahead of their meeting. Former FBI Director James Comey says he wants to testify in public about the investigations into Hillary Clinton and Russian interference in the 2016 presidential election. Comey filed a request to cancel a subpoena that would force him to testify behind closed doors. A judge is expected to rule on the request Monday.
Back in Missouri, Attorney General Josh Hawley's former chief of staff used Confide. That's an app that automatically erases a text message after it's been read. That comes according to the Kansas City Star. Evan Rozelle was Hawley's chief of staff from January 2017 until March of this year. During his time as chief of staff, the Attorney General's office launched an investigation into former Governor Eric Greitens' use of the app. But shortly after Rozelle announced he was leaving, the investigation ended. Rozelle told the Kansas City Star and his bosses that he did not use the app to conduct public business. An Independence man pleaded guilty for his role in the robbery and murder of a man near Sedalia. The Sedalia Democrat reports 24-year-old Brandon Hendren was sentenced to 42 years in prison. He's the second person to plead guilty in the 2017 shooting death of Leon Hinckley. The other pleaded guilty in September.
The Missouri Department of Conservation says a young buck in Stone County tested positive for the deadly chronic wasting disease. This is the first reported case of CWD in southwest Missouri. It's Missouri's 11th case this season.
An 81-year-old Moberly man is missing. Today, the Moberly Police Department issued an endangered silver advisory for Donald McCreary. The department says he left his residence this morning in his car and has not returned home. McCreary has dementia, walks with a cane, and is hearing impaired. His car is a green 2003 Ford Escape. If you have any information, you can call the Moberly Police Department.
The Gasconade County Sheriff's Department had identified a man and woman in connection with a homicide in the small community of Bland. The sheriff says Brooke Buttermeyer and Aaron Lewis shot 53-year-old Jesse Robins late Saturday. KOMU 8 spoke with two neighbors surprised this happened so close to them. One described the murder victim as very helpful.
You know, and old Jesse, he helped us here around the house, worked on the house with us and everything. Real nice guy for it, I'm concerned, you know. I really hate to hear that happen.
The pair is at large. The sheriff considers them dangerous.
The University of Missouri system is starting a program to ease tight budgets, easing some faculty into retirement. KOMU 8's Stephanie Heyman is in the studio to tell us who can get the buyout. Stephanie?
MU's provost announced the program in an email to faculty today, but not everyone can take part. For example, faculty need to be at least 62 years old. They also need to be tenured. A system spokesperson says clearing some of the highest paid professors off the payroll could give departments more financial flexibility next year. He says the system doesn't have a target number of retirees. He called the program a, quote, personal decision for faculty.
So this is really a personal decision for all faculty members that are eligible. And so it really is up to them to determine if this is something that makes sense for them to do now. If it's not, they are in tenured positions, and we certainly value the contributions that they are going to continue to make to the university.
Faculty who take the deal will get a single payment 1.5 times their annual salary, as long as it doesn't exceed $200,000. MU offered a similar program in 2014. In the studio, Stephanie Heyman.
Hundreds of Missourians gathered to welcome the holidays in Jefferson City tonight. Governor Mike Parson and the First Lady Teresa welcomed visitors at the governor's mansion. They lit a 40-foot Norway spruce that came from Lebanon, Missouri. New additions this year include a 16-foot wooden train going around the Christmas tree and a live nativity scene. You can tour the mansion to see the rest of the Christmas decorations tomorrow between the hours of noon and 3 p.m. Coming up, a complete stranger from the other side of the country helps a Mid-Missouri family. We'll have the details.
Plus, how pedestrians and bikers will have a new way to go around the capital city.
And conditions were mild out the door today, but we do have some active weather on our way to talk about. Some overnight thunderstorms are possible. We'll be talking about those later on in the show. And you're taking a live look out over the Rockefeller Center tree in New York City. This is KOMU 8 News at 9.
A GoFundMe account started by an Arizona woman is helping the family of a 2-year-old with roots to mid-Missouri. Riker Bound died unexpectedly in August.
His relatives and in Columbia and Centralia were shocked when a complete stranger felt compelled to help the family financially. KOMU 8's Emma Claybrook joins us in the studio with a heartwarming development to the story.
This is a story that is as sad as they get. The parents don't even know why their toddler died, but sometimes something unexpected happens.
If he was still here, he would change the world.
When Riker Bound died unexpectedly in August, the family didn't know how to cope.
The grief is very real. You never know how you're going to react. You know, you hear it said, and I've said it 1,000 times, I don't know what I would ever do. And you don't know what you would do.
The death came as Riker's parents, Tara and Ryan, were planning to go on a cruise to celebrate their anniversary. After the tragedy, the couple decided to sell their cruise package to use the money for other expenses. That's when the Bounds had their first stroke of luck, in the form of Rachel Newham. Newham lives in Arizona and doesn't know the family personally. She started a GoFundMe campaign to raise money so the Bounds can afford the vacation they had planned.
But it means a lot to us that someone, you know, that's what we hope, is that Riker will touch someone's life.
Riker's big brother Parker has taken his death the hardest.
After losing Riker, it was, it's like we had to kind of mourn for the loss of both of our children in a way.
But here's the second stroke of luck. Tara just found out she is pregnant.
Baby. You know who's having a baby?
Me.
Mom. You are? You're pregnant?
He burst into tears.
Buddy, it's okay.
I'm gonna have a new playmate.
You are.
I'm gonna be so happy.
What?
I'm gonna be happier again.
Oh, it's a totally different thing when somebody tells you, hey, I'm expecting, than when you say, you know, we've lost our child and now we're going to have a new one.
The new Bound baby is due in the spring, and Tara says she and her family can now feel a little hope during such a dark time. In the studio, Emma Claybrook, KOMU 8 News.
Emma, thank you so much. Coming up, a new way to explore Jefferson City.
And coming up after the break, we're going to be talking about some thunderstorms that are possible overnight tonight. At times, these could be heavy, so you'll want to tune in and get your full timeline breakdown on these events. Welcome back to KOMU 8 News at 9. Man, it was a foggy morning out in Jefferson City and throughout most of mid-Missouri as well, seeing that fog. And you can see that it lingered throughout much of the day, really clearing out by the overnight hours. But we do have more active weather that is on our way, so let's jump straight to it. Talking about this active weather system, that's off to our east and our south right now. And take a look at that. We are expecting plenty of cloudy conditions.
Megan, thank you. A new bridge will connect Jefferson City with a new section of the Missouri River waterfront. Walkers and bikers can cross the Bicentennial Bridge to reach Adrian's Island. A Veterans Memorial can also be reached on the island. The mayor is excited about the project and is ready to get the construction going.
It's amazing timing right now in Jefferson City. There's a lot of revitalization and renovation. So this Bicentennial Bridge absolutely fits right in with all that's going on at the Capitol and Capitol Avenue.
Construction should be done by the end of 2020, just in time for Missouri's bicentennial celebration in 2021.
The Chiefs release a star player, an unusual and sad set of circumstances.
Yeah, KOMU 8's Michaela Day is next in sports.
Now, from the Ford Sports Desk, KOMU 8 Sports.
Good evening. Breaking news out of Kansas City. Chiefs running back Kareem Hunt has been officially released from the team following a video showing him assaulting a woman. Now, we do have to warn you the following video is graphic and may not be suitable for everyone. The incident happened in February at the Metropolitan Hotel in Cleveland. And that is all for sports.
Michaela, thanks. Cities across the world are welcoming in the holidays,
including the City of Lights. Coming up on KOMU 8 News at 10 o'clock, a large 7.0 magnitude earthquake shook Anchorage, Alaska today.
We spoke with an NU professor about whether or not a quake of that size could happen here in Missouri. Join us at 10.
And after some overnight showers and thunderstorms move out of our area, we could see a couple lingering throughout Saturday day. Temperatures will warm up to 61 degrees by the afternoon hours. Could see a couple peaks of sunshine in there, but also a couple rumbles of thunder still possible throughout the day tomorrow. Temperatures really cool down as we head into next week.
Well, Megan, the weather kind of is starting to feel like holidays a little bit. Well, so the City of Lights has become a magical wonderland celebrating this holiday season. And take a look at all of this. Every year in Paris, 150 streets are lit with millions of lights, and the city's most well-known streets are transformed into festivals of colors. So this year, the city's using all LED lights for environmental reasons, and the city is temporarily transforming itself into the city of holiday lights. So, yeah. Good time of season, all right, you know.
Really cool. I love that's environmentally friendly.
I know.
I know a football team that ought to be in the spotlight, the Blair Oaks Falcons.